Welcome, guys, to John's Football Channel. This is your post review of PSG versus Chelsea in the Champions League first leg, last 16. I hope you guys are doing well in a way. I know most of you aren't, considering the results. Losing 5-2 to PSG, it's quite a shocker. I don't think most fans, most teams, most people in this world would have predicted a score like this. Very disappointing from us. The way we allowed it to go away from us. We were very close. We had the 2-2 coming into the second half, and all of a sudden we somehow bottled it in the end. It cost us. So let's get into it. Starting up, they obviously had Marquinhos, Paco, and Mendes as the defense. They had Vitinha, Neves, and Emery as the midfield. They had Barcola, Duo, and Dembele as the up front. And then going into us, we had Jorgensen in goal. We had Gusto, Fofana, Chalaba, Cucurella in the defense. Reece James, Caicedo, Palmer, Enzo, Neto just behind the striker. And then we had João Pedro. This team is, I think, one of the best teams that we could have played. We played Jorgensen. I think it was good for us to play Jorgensen. I don't know. Some people are criticizing that we didn't play Sanchez, as if Sanchez was going to make the difference as to whether we scored 3-0 like we did against the Club World Cup. But no, I think this has a part to play with Reece James. I think Reece James did his job, but I feel like looking at Reece James, I think Santos could have done a better job in terms of him knowing the position a lot more better. He's been playing it, so I don't understand why would we not play the same triangles that we've been playing basically around each other, especially in a fixture where we want to win and we need to win, and we know it's not going to be the most easiest to get the result. Yes, it's very easy to say play the same team, but I think if Enzo could have, or no, not Enzo, Santos could have, I think he definitely should have. I think Gusto could have come on from the second half, and then we could have definitely played Reece James. It was a question of, we did notice that they were taking a lot of counterattacks against us. We did try to hurt them as well, but I think by us trying to hurt them, we end up actually costing ourselves, leaving ourselves very exposed in the back. I think that's how they got their goals. It's going to be a question of what can we do in the next game. Will we be basically doing the same? Will we be trying to throw the kitchen sink and leaving our back door opened? So that's going to be even more dicey, seeing that our scoreline is so large, very different from each other. I think it's going to make it a very big mountain to climb for us to actually get over the last 16. Let's take a look. Obviously, Skaskilia came on, Lee came on, and a couple of other players came on for PSG. We also had Lavia, Delap. We also had Garnacho come on as well for us in the second half. They didn't let the lights apart. Basically, they didn't do their most best, like Prime Messi or Ronaldo, anything like that. We're not expecting them to, but and I think also the subs could have been a bit earlier. They could have been a bit earlier than they were done. I don't know if us playing those subs would have actually made a difference, considering maybe we had a bit more momentum with the players that were already on the field. Maybe we didn't want to disrupt the momentum that we had in the second half for the players that we had. So I think it is a question of, Lavia is an OG. I think if it was not for his injuries, he would definitely be my starting lineup again for every team, for every game. If Lavia could have, I think he definitely needed to just be started earlier. Delap, I don't know, was Delap like really the best player to bring on? I know we don't have much. We definitely do not have enough firepower to pick from. We can only choose from what we actually have, I suppose. Delap is a very, when I look at Delap, I think I just see him as a player that I just wish that we could have had a little bit taller, although he looks quite small, but if you look at him, and how tall he is, he looks like a very tall oak, basically, on football sites, basically. But I think overall we would actually want someone quite tall. I'm sure Tosin is taller than Delap. Maybe even a bit taller than Tosin. You would want that striker that okay, we need something. Let's just throw it in the box, and we know for instance, if Delap was tall, we know we'd be able to keep crossing that ball into the box and get something basically from this game. Whereas just side, wing, and then backside, and then maybe cross or maybe shoot, it's not really the best thing. I think if we know we had someone that could play along João Pedro could come short, receive the ball, turn, possibly link up with Palmer, Enzo, and the wingers, or they would just play it long to the actual striker. It would actually have a chance to actually header it or set up someone. I would like to actually have someone, for example, if someone wants to picture someone, I would like to actually have someone like Giroud. Giroud was an OG for us. We know this. The way he was able to bring players into the game, the way he was able to use his head. We don't have many players in our team that know how to actually not use your head in terms of mentality, but I think we don't have someone who is able to use their head as another source of shooting, basically. We only know people who are able to use their head as to control the ball and then bring it down and then work from there. But apart from actually heading it and actually scoring, we don't have much of that. And I think we definitely need, as such a big club like Chelsea, we definitely should have a lot more characteristics to our team and to our attack and to our defense, that we are able to play all types. So let's take a look. We had 58% possession. I'm sure that's because we were actually knowing that we were losing the game. We had 58. They had 42. So yeah, their man of the match was Casquilla, which had a good game, I suppose, coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals. I mean, not much you can ask from a player coming off the bench to actually get you 2 goals, and to know that you're in a very good space for the next round. And then out of the 6 players, it's Casquilla, Neves, Bacola, Enzo, Gusto, and Neto. Out of those 6 players, who can come close to Casquilla, I'm not quite sure. It is a question, does Neto deserve it? Maybe Enzo, possibly. Is there anyone else that you can think of that actually deserves to be in a shout, even though we have lost? Not many players I can think of that actually deserve it. I think obviously you losing, it actually shadows those players who actually did quite well. You end up forgetting about those players. Obviously you kind of, because I mean clearly you didn't do good enough to actually get the win. So it's something that we need to, I would say work on. But I mean, those games do happen. I mean, we're gonna lose games, we're gonna win games, and it's just about how to keep it level, basically, and keep it even. Like basically, we've all heard about Arsenal drawing to Leverkusen. We know that Arsenal could have done better. No, probably Leverkusen also could have done better in their fixture. But we know that Leverkusen was winning that game, and then they were on the front foot until Arsenal scored, and then Leverkusen said, no, okay, we're gonna hold it off back, and then we're just gonna go into the second game because we know we might concede. I think the same thing happened for Arsenal. They knew, okay, at least we scored, at least as a draw, we can take this to the next to our home ground and then actually play it out there. I think that's the mentality that they had, and I think to an extent that we should have also had the same mentality to say, okay, enough is enough. Let's close down shop, whether we're losing or drawing. Let's go into the next game and see what we can take off from this game and analyze further and do our homework and do our research. So yeah, guys, this is what happened in our game. Let's take a look at physical performances. Distance traveled. It was 18.7 kilometers compared to ours was 1.75. Then walking, there was 33 kilometers and ours 32.9. Running, there was 83, 81.8. Sprinting, 2.8 to our 2.7. Number of sprints, 136 to 131. So it just shows you that we were not very far off them in terms of like things like this. I think we definitely could have done a lot better, but I think it's to show that we didn't necessarily deserve to lose that badly. It's just unfortunately we did. I think obviously with the players we have in our team, I think obviously the goalkeeper has a very big role to play with the errors that he has done. Even Sanchez in general. I mean, we know we can't necessarily trust him, so can we really blame Rafinha? No. Can we blame the goalkeeper? Possibly. And say, okay, but now where's your standards? If you want to actually be number one in this team, you can't give us 3 good games and possibly 1 bad game and expect us to keep picking you. But it is a question of who do we play now going into the next game. So obviously our shots on target, total shots, we had 9, they had 9 as well. They had 8 on target, we had 4. Biggest chances, we had 4, they had 2. And so it just shows you also we had probably bigger chances than them, but they had more shots, and hence probably why they scored, because they had more shots on target, causing our goalkeeper to be called into action. Now, it was also unfortunate for all the other teams in the Premier League to also get bad results. Liverpool lost to Galatasaray, Man City lost 3-0 to Real Madrid, and basically Arsenal drew to Leverkusen. Was not the best result from them. But I suppose obviously the best results right now in the Premier League in terms of Champions League football is Newcastle draw and Arsenal draw. All the other games for the English teams we have lost, and quite badly, except for Liverpool. Liverpool also still have a shout with 1-0. But Chelsea and Man City have a very, very big mountain to climb. And it's going to be a question of can we do so? Please leave me a like. And drop me a comment of whether do you guys think that we'll be able to climb this mountain. Do you think Man City can do it as well? Do we think they can do it together? Do you think Man City and Chelsea can actually live up to the expectations and actually climb this mountain together, basically, and kill Real Madrid and kill PSG in the process? Or is it a case of probably Man City can do it but Chelsea can't, or vice versa? Please leave me a like and comment button down below. Yeah, guys, this is my post review of how this game went. Please let me know down below what you guys' thoughts on this game was. What are your intakes going into this game? What are your intakes after this game as well? Yeah, guys, peace.